ECT Tech Nuggets. ECT GNS3 template importing. Today I'm going to talk a little about the template import process that's used in GNS3, and most of this is going to take place in a demo because it's far easier to show. But the basic discussion of what does it mean is important. Oftentimes we start off in GNS3 with just a small number of basic objects, a couple of Ubuntu's, a Voyos, a pfSense, maybe a Windows desktop, something like that. But not every lab or class needs every shape or every template. So we import them as we need them by different classes and things like that. And that keeps the base image of our ghost machines from becoming quite large and unwieldy. But that means the student needs to be able to import these new templates. In GNS3 parlance, they'd be called appliances. I prefer templates because they can go anywhere from a Docker image to a full VM to some kind of interesting piece of software that acts like an appliance. And we've created our own process for this. Basically just a shell script if you're familiar with Linux, and I'm going to walk you through it. There is a GNS3 process for importing what they call appliances, which would work. Requires a lot more clicks and points and knowledge of the operating system and knowledge of what's going on. The process that we've created is fairly painless from the student point of view, so we prefer that instead, and it puts all the little bits and bobs where they need to go. So on to the demonstration. All right, so I've got my Ghost open here, and you can see I've got a bunch of windows already open. We've got GNS3 running, which will need to be running for the import script. I've got my downloads folder open here in a window so we can see it. I've got our gns3.its.ohio.edu, which is the home of where all our templates live. Down here at the bottom, you can see I have a console window open that we'll get back to. So for this process to work, we will absolutely need to have GNS3 running. The script will throw an error and stop if it's not. I often open a project when I do this just so that I can see the object and pull it out, play with it, and that kind of thing. So looking at the website where we're going to download it, this will be where new templates show up when your faculty tells you to go off and download, 2 or 3 different objects. This will be where you pull it from. It will only work inside your Ghost. It's not a publicly accessible page. It's not the kind of thing you'll be able to get to from your phone or your desktop machine, but it will be accessible from within your Ghost. So at the top here, you can see there's an updated import template in case you need it. And there's, of course, a command line option you can type here if you needed to copy and paste that and download it to update the template script. In our case, we're all up to date, so we don't need to do that. If we come down here to the search bar, faculty may give you a list of VMs that you need to import, and it's easier to just sort. So today we're going to import Kali, so Kali, and we'll notice it just shows us all the Kali files. Kali is a 2-part download. When the parts get larger than 4 gigs, it breaks into multiple pieces. So we're going to click download on that one, and you'll see it starts downloading. We'll click download on this one. I would note we're using Firefox here. If you use Chrome, the downloads will require that you click on the little keep button, as you'll notice we have a self-signed cert on this server, and so it will get, Chrome will get very huffy about that kind of thing and want us to click on the keep button. Firefox won't. The first time you go to it in Firefox, it'll ask us to do the, go on to an unsecured site, and we hit OK, and Firefox will not complain about the downloads at that point. And you can see our files are automatically being dumped in the downloads folder down here at the bottom, which is what we want. The script is assuming those files are going to exist there, and it's going to pull directly from there, so we don't have to do anything. Just make sure they're in the downloads folder, and we can see we're almost finished here. Now, as we finish up, we'll notice they all complete, and they rename themselves the same thing. So we're going to move over here to our, console window, and we're going to type /import template. Like you see, I've got typed here. I want to hit enter. It's going to show us all the available, templates that it can see. And it can see Kali. The blue text is going to be what you want to type in. If you've downloaded 4 or 5 of them, it'll show 4 or 5 of them. So we could go back up here and we could say, hey, I want, you know, I want the no nat cloud, and it's going to put it there. Now, the script won't auto update, but if I rerun it, you'll notice it shows it now. Do that. You'll notice it shows both of them now, where I can see them. So anything it sees in here, it will show up in that script. So we're going to type Kali, no extensions, nothing fancy, just the name in blue text that it gives you. And it will handle it. It will go and unzip the files, put them in the right spot. The reason GNS3 needs to be running is that to import into GNS3 has to be running. So we're going to make some API calls in order to import that template into that. And I'll do some speed up of time, and that way we don't have to live through all the unpacking. All right, so we can see it has completed. This big, long JSON thing is the import process going off. And at the bottom, it will ask us if we want to remove the 7-zip files. And that's going to remove from the downloads there. So most of the time we say yes, because otherwise, if you were to download lots and lots of templates, it might fill up the hard drive to your Ghost and it'll make it act oddly. So we can always re-download them if we need them again. So we'll say yes, and it's going to remove them and finish. And you'll notice up here, we get a Kali object. We can pull that Kali object out and we can connect it up and we'll wind up with Kali Linux and functional VM. This is quite useful when, you know, we want our VMs to have a lot of different objects. We have classes that call for different things. Don't always know what they are. So this import procedure lets us, you know, offer lots and lots and lots of different VMs and templates for VMs without actually having to put them on every single template. Or on every single Ghost. We might not need them on every single spot. Templates that can be pulled in can be full VMs, they can be Dockers, they can be somewhere in between. The no nat or the nat no DHCP is an additional cloud that does some unusual things. The import process allows us to create the environment we need for the particular class that we're in. That's it for this Tech Nugget. We'll see you next time.